Let's talk about electronic funds transfer, EFT. So I want to talk to you about EFT payments. I want to explain to you everything you need to know about EFT payments. The whole thing is that if you are a business owner, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a merchant, whether you sell online or offline, you got to really understand what EFT payment stands for. So let me first give you an overview here. So let's first talk about EFT payments 101. So what is an EFT payment? So an electronic funds transfer is actually an umbrella term for payments that are conducted electronically. So what happens here is that essentially this is any payment method except for cash and paper checks. Okay, so anything else actually will fall under the EFT payments umbrella. So EFT payments remain transactions between the sender and receiver that transfer funds electronically from the sender's bank account to the receivers. So pretty straightforward. I want you to really keep that image in mind, okay? And so this can include peer-to-peer payments and business-to-business B2B or B2C transactions. So business to customer transactions. So there are actually several EFT payment types that I'll be discussing into this conversation. So there are several benefits that you can actually expect to reap if you go the EFT route. So EFT payments are fast, okay? Basically, traditional payment methods such as mailing checks can take several days or sometimes weeks to process, whereas EFT payments are swift and can be completed within minutes. You also have security. So EFT payments offer a high level of security compared to traditional payment methods. Advanced encryption techniques are used to protect sensitive data during transmission, ensuring that personal and financial information remains confidential. And you want to have that confidentiality. You also have affordability. So EFT payments are relatively inexpensive, okay, for customers, but also businesses. EFT payments are very easy to use, and also EFT payments they instill an extra layer of streamlined processes. So that's really good. The thing is that EFT payments has those payments have a lot of convenience. That's true, but there are some regulatory and compliance issues with those payments because regulatory and compliance issues surrounding EFT payments are really critical to ensuring the security and integrity of electronic transactions. So, key regulations governing EFT payments include the National Automated Clearinghouse Association, so the NACHA rules, which basically establish guidelines for ACH transfers, and the Payments Card Industry Data Security Standards, the PCI DSS, which sets security standards for handling card information. So businesses must actually adhere to these regulations to avoid penalties and ensure that they are protecting sensitive financial data. Okay. So compliance requires implementing a lot of things. You need to implement robust security measures such as encryption and authentication protocols. You also need to regularly audit processes, and you need to stay updated on regulatory changes. So, failure to comply with these regulations can lead to significant consequences, including fines and other legal actions. And this is definitely something that you do not want to have, okay? So, let me give you the details here. If you think about EFT payments, once you understand what the whole process is all about, what are the details? Let's first talk about the types of EFT payment methods. So first of all, you have debit and credit card transactions. So this is the most known, I would say the most known type. Okay, everybody knows debit and credit card transactions. You also have contactless payments. So basically, sometimes you hear the word contactless or near field communication, so NFC payments. So basically, NFC payments take the form of NFC enabled payment cards or mobile wallets. And mobile wallets encrypt the payment account information, providing a tokenized card number for both in person or e commerce transactions. And NFC enabled debit and credit card transactions are also growing in popularity because there are new cards that are really being used with more frequency. You also have other ways. You have peer-to-peer payments. So basically, peer-to-peer payments are cool because you were speaking about Venmo, for instance. You're referring to PayPal. You're referring to Cash App. So those are popular peer-to-peer payments, and those are really like those are gaining in popularity among customers, especially after COVID. Okay. You also have ACH payments. I'm still giving you the types of EFT payment methods. So you have debit and credit card transactions. You have contactless payments. You have peer-to-peer payments. You have ACH payments. Okay, ACH payments actually this type of payment is processed through the automated clearinghouse network and uses banking information, including the bank account number and routing number, to transfer funds between the sender and recipient's accounts. Okay. And there are two types of ACH transactions. You have ACH credit and ACH debit. So an ACH credit is commonly used for transactions like receipts of direct deposit payments. An ACH debit is frequently used for transactions like automatic bill pay and recurring payments, but is also commonly used for one-time transactions. Okay. So ACH payments use the sender and recipient banking account information to process transactions in 1 to 3 business days through the ACH network and have a lower cost than wire transfers. So let me talk to you now about EFT payments versus credit card payments. Like, which one should you go for if you were to really think about like either or this year? Because every type has its pros and cons if you want to think about it. Okay, so while debit transactions are EFT payments, credit card payments are not. And EFT payments involve the direct transfer of funds between bank accounts. Okay, so that's really important to keep that in mind. And in contrast, credit card payments involve the use of a credit card issued by a financial institution that allows consumers to borrow funds up to a certain limit to make purchases. These transactions are processed through credit card networks and involve more immediate authorization and settlement compared to EFTs. So, credit card payments provide consumers with the convenience of deferred payment and also the ability to earn rewards such as cashback or travel points. But there's a big however, because those credit cards, as you know, the processing them comes with higher fees. Okay, higher fees for merchants, and also the whole activity can lead to interest charges and debt accumulation for consumers if the balance is not paid in full by the due date. So while EFTs offer a straightforward and low cost solution for money transfers, credit card payments provide flexibility and additional consumer benefits, albeit at a higher cost and with greater financial management considerations. So let's talk about cryptocurrency payments. I mean, in the last few years, crypto has actually gained popularity. So a lot of people are thinking about crypto these days. And so if you think about EFT, if you are a business owner, if you are an entrepreneur, the big question is, should you accept payments through crypto? Should you accept crypto payments? Well, if you if you are comfortable with that type of payments, why not? Why not? Okay. So cryptocurrency payments utilize decentralized digital currencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum, which operate on blockchain technology. So if you accept crypto payments, you are actually switching part of your payment processing to a blockchain technology. So this is something you need to really know if you are a business owner. And also, cryptocurrency payments offer distinct advantages such as near instantaneous transaction processing times and potentially lower transaction fees, especially for international transfers, right? Because if you're paying somebody in Bitcoin, whether the person is in Europe or the person is in Africa or the person is in the States, it's the same Bitcoin. Okay, so it's something you need to really think about. So those crypto payments also provide enhanced security through cryptographic techniques and offer a degree of anonymity for users. So this is something that you have to really see whether the benefits actually outweigh the potential risks. Okay, and so what are the risks here? Cryptocurrency payments can be subject to a price volatility, regulatory uncertainty, and limited acceptance among merchants compared to EFT payments, okay, which are widely accepted and regulated in traditional financial systems. So something you need to really understand that it has to work with the specific niche that you're in. The kind of payment that you are actually contemplating, it has to make sense for your specific niche. So when it comes to EFT payments, it's important to understand that some businesses benefits from EFT payment implementation, and maybe that could be yours. Okay, it depends on the kind of setup you want to have. Okay, so the short answer to that is that to the question is which businesses can benefit from EFT payment implementation. Short answer is that virtually all businesses benefits from implementing the various electronic transfer methods, okay? So whether selling products or services via e-commerce or at a brick and mortar location, electronic payments are a mainstay. However, as this goes beyond simple debit and credit card transactions, you want to consider which other EFT payment methods your business can include to increase speed and convenience in transaction processing for your customers. Because all this will have an impact on your revenue, right? So you got to think about that. Now, how do you implement EFT payments? Well, it's pretty straightforward because if you want to implement a payment system capable of handling the many forms of EFT payments, you have to start with choosing a trusted payment processing partner because you can't do it yourself. You have a business to run, right? You got to choose a payment processing partner. And so many small businesses opt for a cashless, a cashless, let's say, solution, okay, making a robust EFT payment system imperative. So while payment trends continue to evolve, the most important move you can make is to choose a payment processor with modern hardware and software that can scale to your business needs, right? You want to make sure that you are actually choosing a provider that can help you grow and that can grow with you. So, that's important. And also, you want to evaluate your payment processing options on the factors that matter most to you, including cost, scalability, bank sponsorship, and security standards to ensure PCI compliance. Okay. In terms of safety, EFT payments are really safe. Okay, they're really safe. Okay, basically, EFT payments have been around for many decades and have federal laws to protect the electronic transfer of funds. One such federal law is the Electronic Fund Transfer Act, the EFTA, which passed in 1978. So that's more than 40 years ago. So close to 50 years. So that's a solid law. And the law is meant to protect consumers using any form of electronic transfer of funds, including debit and credit cards, ATMs, ACH payments, phone payments, and more. So the EFTA also provides ways to rectify any errors and limits consumer liability in the event of a lost or stolen card. So this is really good from a safety point of view when you think about your customers. So if you are going to use EFT payments, there are some security measures to actually use. You have to be really thorough when it comes to security. Okay, so basically, encrypt sensitive data using advanced encryption standards. This ensures that even if data is intercepted, it cannot be read or used by unauthorized parties. The last thing you want is to have hackers actually get into your data or your customers' data and use it for mischievous reasons. Okay. You also want to use multi-factor authentication (MFA), so you can use it to verify the identity of users initiating EFT transactions. So this can include something the user knows, password, something the user has, security token or mobile device, and something the user is, biometric verification such as a fingerprint or facial recognition. You also want to utilize secure network protocols such like if you want to protect data during transmission over the internet, and also think about tokenization so you can like uh, go even further in terms of security. So you can use tokenization to replace sensitive account information with a unique identifier that has no exploitable value. This means that actual account details, like the recipient's bank account information, are not transmitted during the transaction, reducing the risk of data breaches. Okay, so this is kind of cool because it gives you more flexibility, it gives you more security. So this is really cool. And so what you want to do here is that you want to understand that the EFT payments are here to stay. Okay, there is demand for this kind of solution, and companies are actually adapting. Business owners are adapting, and so should you. So what are the extras here? You have to understand that EFTs actually come in several forms, okay? But don't forget that EFT payments encompass all payment transactions conducted electronically. So this is not just your wire transfers. This is not just your debit card or credit card transaction. No, this includes also peer-to-peer payments. Okay, so if you send money through Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App, those actually will fall into the category of EFT payments. Okay, but the thing you have to understand here is that when anytime you have EFT payments, you have security. You have security at several levels. The first type of security that you can really think about is the technology itself. Is in the technology that really powers the EFT transaction itself. Number two, the security also exists in the fact that there is a strong regulatory environment that protects the EFT payments. Number three, you also have the customers himself or herself. Okay, so through tokenization, through MFA, multi-factor authentication, or through 2FA, two-factor authentication, you are basically empowering the customer to actually help you or protect his or her data even more. So that's really good. And like I said, don't forget that you also have crypto. Crypto is adding an extra layer of what I call data security, right? If you are in a business that is comfortable accepting crypto payments, you are adding an extra layer of transparency to your business generation machine. So this is really good from a flexibility point of view. So here's the coda. In today's conversation, I spoke to you about EFT payments. I gave you the overview, the details, the extras, and now the coda. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.